تفضل.
Tangier, Morocco. I'm sorry to ask this question, Mufti. Can you explain how istinja is done after defecating? I suffer from waswasa. I keep rubbing here on my body and ghusl and wudu. I even rub my eyebrows and mustache.
طيب. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. The question comes from Tangier, Morocco. I'm sorry to ask this question, Mufti, but can you please explain how al-istinja is done after defecation? I suffer from waswasa, etc. Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah bless you and bless all Hadith disciples in North Africa. Ameen. There's nothing wrong with asking a question like this. Allah is not shy from the truth. Wallahu la yastahi min al-haq. The religion is no place for a person being shy or embarrassed or bashful from something that pertains to halal haram, sunnah or not. That's our deen. Walillahi alhamd. Okay? That's first and foremost. Secondly is, I want to answer the second part of the question before the first part of the question with regards to al-waswasa. Al-waswasa is something that many people suffer from. It's very widespread, unfortunately. And of course, it is a cancer. It is a cancer that will eat away at your cells, cell by cell. The shaitan whispers, your own nafs or self-conscious talks to you, and this is another doubt and another doubt and another issue. I didn't wipe, I didn't clean, I didn't say takbir, I didn't. Just like an aggressive cancerous cell. It just eats one cell after another and just consumes your body. And that's what the waswasa does to the mind of al-muwaswas ilayhi, the one who's being whispered to. Nothing is halal, nothing is correct, everything is going to be wrong. So if you realize that it's aggressive and it's dangerous, you have to try your best to take a tough stance against it. A tough stance against it. And if not, it will eat you and swallow you whole. And that tough stance taken against the waswasa, first and foremost, before any medicine or before this therapist, is al-iltija'u ila Allah. Iltija'an sadiqan. Is that you gotta return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not saying that you're far from Allah, but you have to connect yourself with Allah. وَمَنْ يَعْتَصِمْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ هُدِيَ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. You gotta hold fast. You have to cry and shake and shiver and sweat and be nervous with Allah. No matter how hard it hurts or how bad it hurts or how hard it is, you can't give up. And you gotta stay connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran, the adhkar, the adhan, and making tawbah to Him. And crying and begging Allah to remove it from you. Secondly, you cannot lean or approach or get close to the whisper. Turn away from it no matter what. No matter, oh, it makes sense. You know what? I really didn't. Don't even listen to it. You gotta push yourself away from it. If it causes you to be uncomfortable, sleepless, restless, you have to turn away from it. And you have to seek Allah's refuge. You have to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. You gotta seek Allah's protection. And you cannot give in to it. And the moment you use precaution, or this is the last time I want to do it, or I know I did it, but I'm going to wipe it again, shaitan has you. Last step is that you have to get therapy, help from a Muslim specialist. Not a non-Muslim specialist, not a Muslim person who isn't a specialist, but from a Muslim specialist. Someone that you can talk to, you can sit down with, and by Allah's permission, they can help you and place you upon the track of the long step and the process of healing. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, etc. And the last piece of advice is to seek more knowledge of the deen. Learn the deen. Get more fiqh of the deen. Alright? That's with regards to the second part of the question. As far as the technicality of the question, how to make al-istinja, then a person can make istinja, or a person can make al-istijmar. Alhamdulillah, now the times that we live, water is alhamdulillah in abundance in most places, or many places in the world. Water is abundance. Okay, there's flowing water, running water, spring water. You can pretty much find good access to water, and also different types of sanitary napkins and wipes and all types of things are in abundance. Okay, so therefore, some of the scholars of Islam, they say that the best thing to do is to use water and to use dry matter. Al-jam'u bayna al-istinja'i wal-istinjma'. It's to combine between the two. Use water and use something dry or something solid, even if it's semi-wet or moist, like a wipe. Okay? But if a person just wanted to use something dry, that's one thing. And if a person just wanted to use just water, that's one thing. What's important is tathirul mahal, is that you clean and you remove all stool and traces of stool after you have relieved yourself in that manner. So if it's water, then there's no amount, there's no limitation on the water that you use. If you're using water in your hand, that's one thing. If you're using water and napkins, that's one thing. If you're using just napkins or wipes, then it should be no less than 3. Okay? And if you need more than 3, it should be 5. An odd number, not an even number. What's important is the left hand should be used to the best of one's ability. Now, of course, there's always going to be an issue because if you use your left hand, that means you have to pour the water with your right hand. And if you pour the water with your left hand, that means you're going to be using your right hand for wiping. So it's a problem. So perhaps the best thing to do, and Allah knows best, is to use your right hand to pour and allow the left hand to be the thing that comes into the contact with your wiping and cleaning, etc., using it together. So what's important is use clean water, clean yourself, wipe yourself, wash yourself. There's nothing wrong with you cleaning yourself and making it clean, pristine, but do not allow the shaitan to make you go to the extreme. Doubting yourself, thinking, asking, I didn't do it, I did not do it. Stay away from that. And the scholars of Islam, they say that the one who suffers from al-waswasa, la ihtiyata lahu. They say there's no precaution he has. Listen to this golden rule. There's no precaution for someone who suffers from waswasa. You're making tawaf, you're making salah, there's the third rak'ah, the fourth rak'ah, let me make it the third rak'ah. No, not for the one who has waswasa. The one with the sound mind and the sound state, he builds off of yaqeen. Maybe the fourth rak'ah, it may be, but I'm going to make it the third. But the one who has waswasa, once you're done the ibadah, khalas, it's done. Walk away from it. Don't turn back. And that's because every time you use precaution, you're feeding the fire of waswasa. You're adding more coal into the furnace of the waswasa. May Allah bless you, and may Allah protect you, and may Allah heal you. Ameen.
What are the conditions for a mortgage loan to be considered halal according to the Sharia?
Repeat the question, please.
Initials LZ, Toronto, Canada. Assalamu alaikum. What are the conditions for a mortgage/loan to be considered halal according to the Sharia?
Right, question is from Toronto with regards to what are the conditions for a mortgage loan to be halal in the Sharia. Al-Kulihal, we've answered this question many times before, and there are people with more knowledge than me and more technical research than me that have discussed this issue in detail, online, in books, different councils, fiqh councils in Canada, in North America, let alone overseas in Arabic. Many people have discussed it in greater detail than I have. Please go back to them. My summarized answer that we've mentioned many times before is that a mortgage, of course, is going to include and is going to entail many things which are impermissible and or at least doubtful. A combination, a mixture, like a burrito, right? It's different things inside of the burrito. Some is meat, rice, sour cream. It's not just one thing. This is haram, clearly. This is a major sin, clearly. And this is mashbuh, makruh. Clearly doubtful, dubious, borderline haram. Everyone understand this? And a mixture of other things. So the mortgage, and Allah knows best, most mortgages, according to my limited knowledge, they include someone selling something that they don't own. Someone renting something that they what? Don't own. Right? Let alone, of course, the big problem is riba. Whether you call it interest or whether you call it usury. The concept of things fluctuating, going up. The concept of you paying things and it being repossessed and taken away from you. Now, the rates going up. All of those problematic issues. So how can mortgage be permissible in al-Islam? I would say, and Allah knows best, that the mortgage, one could possibly say, is permissible in a time of necessity, in which there's no other realistic option. And the need of that place to live or to build upon is pressing. It's pressing. And there's no realistic, tangible option besides that. Other than that, how can it be permissible and it falls under those problematic issues? Now, the concept of loans, investments, the concept of Islamic banking, la riba banking, the concept of bay'u taqsit, different alternatives that the Sharia has provided. Those things are available, but you have to look into them. And Allah knows best.
Initials NH Toronto, Canada. Assalamu alaikum Mufti. Does a woman need to cover her feet when praying? What if she's in her home?
Question is from where?
Toronto, Canada.
Does a woman have to cover her feet when she's in her home? The top of the feet should be covered at least, for sure, even in your house. Wallahu alam. That's the best thing to do.
For Salah, Sheikh?
Yes, for salat, the feet should be covered.
So my wife prays without socks or anything, so that's not right?
The garment should be long enough to cover the top of her feet.
Yani, like that?
Toes.
Really?
Yes, that's what should be done. That's the safest thing to do. The feet should not be visible from the top when making the salah. Wallahu alam.
Initials FH Houston, Texas. Is using the word self-discipline wrong?
Question from Houston, Texas. Is using the word self-discipline wrong? I don't know. I've never heard anything wrong about it. Maybe there's something wrong with it. Some people have problems with certain words. Once I had a debate with a British brother in Medina about confidence. And he was adamant that confidence is impermissible to say. As a Muslim, you can't use the word confidence. And he was strong in that argument, meaning strong about his point, not saying his proof was strong. So many people, they say that some of these terms are problematic. Maybe, mumkin. I don't know. I don't find anything wrong with self-discipline. Allahu alam.
Initials AT, Newark, New Jersey. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to know if it's permissible to work from home for a life health insurance company.
Question is from Newark. With regards to a person working at home for home insurance company. It's like any other job that we've explained before. It includes haram things, clearly. And it includes halal things, clearly. And it includes things which are mushabbahat. وَبَيْنَهُمَا أُمُورٌ مُشَبَّهَاتٌ. Gray things. Okay? فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبُهَاتِ فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِدِينِهِ وَإِرْضِهِ. Avoid doubtful things. Get another job, get a better job. That's best for you. But most jobs in the United States today, one way or another, include some type of impermissible dealing, transaction, place, person, on one level or another. From cab driver to clothes merchant to working as an insurance agent or whatever the case may be. Wallahu al-musta'an.
Initials BM, Toronto, Canada. Where did you get your book bag?
Say the question again.
Initials BM, Toronto, Canada. Where did you get your book bag?
Question BM from Toronto, Canada. Where'd you get your book bag? Please specify which book bag. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody saw us in person or in a video. Which book bag you're talking about, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam wa barak.